Fire tornadoes. Fire is already one of nature's most destructive forces. But sometimes, under the right conditions, it transforms into something far more terrifying. A spinning column of flame known as a fire tornado. Fire tornadoes form when intense heat from a wildfire causes air to rise rapidly. When strong winds collide with this rising heat, the air begins to rotate, pulling flames, smoke, and burning debris into a violent, spinning column. These whirlwinds of fire can reach temperatures of over 1,000 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt aluminum. Some grow hundreds of meters tall, with winds powerful enough to rip trees from the ground and toss cars like toys. One of the most extreme cases ever recorded happened during California's Carr Fire in 2018. A fire tornado tore through the city of Redding with winds over 230 kilometers per hour, as strong as a Category EF3 tornado. Fire tornadoes are nearly impossible to predict, and even harder to escape. They remain one of the rarest and most dangerous phenomena ever recorded. The fire rainbow. High above the earth, something incredible is happening. The clouds are glowing with color, as if the sky itself has caught fire. This is called a fire rainbow. But here's the twist. It's not fire, and it's not even a rainbow. Its official name is a circumhorizontal arc, one of the rarest optical phenomena on Earth. It forms when sunlight passes through ice crystals high up in cirrus clouds. The light bends through these flat crystals and splits into a stunning band of color. But there's a catch. The sun must be very high, above 58 degrees in the sky. That's why it's almost impossible to see in many parts of the world. When everything lines up perfectly, the sky itself appears to burn with rainbow light. A fire that doesn't burn, a rainbow that isn't a rainbow. Nature's rarest light show. Sky trumpets. Imagine standing outside on an ordinary day when suddenly the sky begins to groan. Across the world, people have captured one of Earth's most chilling mysteries. Strange sounds coming from above. Some describe them as trumpets, others, a deep metallic hum. A few say it sounds like the sky itself is breaking. These sounds have been reported in dozens of countries, from the United States to Germany to remote villages with no explanation at all. So what causes them? Scientists have a few theories. Some sounds may come from shifting tectonic plates deep underground, others from electromagnetic activity high in the atmosphere. And yes, some cases have been solved. Industrial machines, construction, even hoaxes. But here's the unsettling part. Many of these recordings have never been explained. Real sounds, real witnesses, no answers. The Marfa Lights. Deep in the West Texas desert, something strange glows on the horizon, and no one can explain it. These are the Marfa Lights, mysterious glowing orbs that appear near the small town of Marfa, Texas. They float, they flicker, they split apart and merge back together, sometimes white, sometimes red, blue, or orange. The first recorded sighting dates back as far as 1883, when a young cowboy spotted some strange lights and thought they were Apache campfires. But when he searched the area, he found nothing. No ashes, no tracks, nothing. And here's where it gets weird. The lights dart across the desert at impossible speeds. They hover silently, then they vanish without a trace. Scientists have theories. Some say it's car headlights bending through layers of desert air, a mirage effect. Others blame glowing gases escaping from the ground. But here's the problem. The lights were seen decades before cars even existed. Today, thousands of visitors gather at an official viewing area, hoping to catch a glimpse. Acid lakes. Somewhere on Earth, there's a stunning bright blue lake that looks like paradise. But if you touch this water, it could burn your skin. Welcome to one of Earth's deadliest wonders, acid lakes. These lakes aren't filled with normal water. They're filled with acid. So strong, it can dissolve metal, melt clothing, and kill almost anything that enters. But how does this happen? Most acid lakes form inside volcanic craters. Gases like sulfur rise from deep within the earth and mix with the water, turning the entire lake into a giant pool of acid. The most famous of these is Kawah Ijen in Indonesia, the largest acid lake on Earth. Its water is so acidic, it's compared to battery acid. At night, the volcano even glows with eerie blue flames. Animals that drink from these lakes, or birds that land on them, rarely survive. Almost nothing can live in these waters. They are, quite literally, dead zones. Yet scientists still study them, because some tiny microbes actually survive in the acid. and that could be a clue to finding life on other planets. Sailing stones. Deep in Death Valley, California, lies one of the strangest mysteries on the planet. Stones, some weighing hundreds of pounds, that seem to move all by themselves, leaving long trails behind them in the dirt. These are the sailing stones. No one has ever seen them move in person. Yet every few years, they end up in completely new places, sometimes hundreds of feet away. For decades, no one could explain it. Was it powerful winds? Magnetic fields? Some even claimed aliens. The mystery lasted for nearly 100 years. Then, in 2014, scientists finally caught it on camera. A rare combination of water, ice, and wind. On cold nights, a thin layer of water freezes around the stones. When the morning sun melts the ice into giant floating sheets, even a light breeze can push them, slowly dragging the stones across the slippery mud, carving those famous trails. The conditions have to be absolutely perfect, which is why this almost never happens. The stones can sit completely still for years, waiting for that one rare moment. A mystery that took a century to solve. Blood rain. In 2001, the people of Kerala, India, looked up at the sky as rain began to fall. But something was terribly wrong. The raindrops were red. It looked like the sky was raining blood. This is blood rain, one of the rarest and most frightening phenomena ever recorded. Red water pouring from the clouds, staining streets, clothes, and everything it touches. For thousands of years, people believed it was a bad omen, a warning from the gods, or a sign that war and disaster were coming. But science tells a different story. In most cases, powerful winds lift red dust from deserts, like the Sahara, and carry it thousands of miles into the sky, where it mixes with the rain. In Kerala, scientists discovered something even stranger. The red color was caused by billions of microscopic algae spores that had been carried up into the clouds and fallen back to Earth as rain. For blood rain to happen, the conditions must be just right. The perfect storm of wind, dust, and water. That's why it's only been recorded a handful of times in history. Animal rain. It's an ordinary rainy day. Clouds gather, thunder rumbles, and then something hits the ground. A fish, then another, and another. Throughout history, people have reported fish, frogs, and even spiders falling from the sky. From Honduras to Australia, these bizarre events have been documented for centuries. In Yoro, Honduras, fish rain happens so often that locals celebrate it with an annual festival, the Lluvia de Peces. In 2010, residents of a remote Australian town watched hundreds of small fish fall from the clouds. And in some regions, millions of tiny spiders have drifted down from the sky like living snow. Scientists believe the answer is waterspouts, powerful tornado-like winds that form over water. They suck up small animals from lakes and oceans, lift them high into storm clouds, and carry them for miles before dropping them on towns. Ball lightning. A storm rages outside. Inside, everything is calm until a glowing ball of light slips through the window. It floats, it hums, and then, in a flash, it's gone. This is one of science's greatest unsolved mysteries. It's called ball lightning, a rare glowing sphere of light that appears during thunderstorms. It can be as small as a golf ball or as large as a beach ball. It drifts through the air, passes through windows, and sometimes explodes without warning. Reports go back centuries. In 1638, a great ball of fire tore through an English church. Pilots have described glowing orbs rolling down the aisles of their planes mid-flight. And in 2012, scientists in China accidentally caught ball lightning on camera for the very first time, proving it's real. So what is it? One theory says lightning strikes the ground and vaporizes minerals in the soil, creating a floating ball of burning particles. Others suggest trapped plasma or even microwave radiation. But the truth is, no one knows for sure. Ball lightning still defies explanation.